Yeah. uh-huh. Yeah. Shit. Grams leaders CC's pounds. Close caps, close call, close encounter, close up, pounds of leaders of grams, get your dosed up, cut this up and post up, and get dosed up. This for them voted like the move and make the most of. Monday night at 8, I can't wait to set you straight. These opinions and debates, for them folk they can't relate. I gotta elevate your mind through these signs of the time. Dishing out that medication for that deaf, dumb and blind. And I ain't hard to find, you can catch me in no trenches. I do the groundwork and I ain't waiting on no sense. I be touching on them topics politicians fail to mention. And I don't vote for nobody that ain't got good intentions. I'm relentless for my people and I'm here to make a change. I got that truth serum hooked directly through your vein. Hey, this is for my people, tune in, catch it close up, close up, close up, a close up, grams of it. Tune leaders of it, close up, pounds of it, yeah, pounds of it, yeah, grams of it, leaders of pounds, get you dosed up, dosed up, dosed up. Dosed up,
yeah. Them the effects I know you wanted.
That's right.
What's happening, y'all? This is Dose.
That's right.
It's Monday night. It's 8 o'clock. Show is dosed up. That's Lab back there in the background with me as usual.
That's right.
Y'all ain't seen us in about what, maybe 2 weeks?
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Yeah. 2 weeks, you know what I'm saying? I had to take a little time off, do some thinking, do a little researching, you know, actually do some praying for some people and some families, you know what I'm saying? And like get back to y'all.
That's right.
But tonight's topic is gonna be kind of like a little serious, you know what I'm saying? Weekend recap before I get to that.
2 weekend recap.
Well, 2 weekend recaps, man. Just basically working out.
Okay.
Working out, and getting plans together. Like about to go ahead and start executing and getting the black and white paperwork.
Okay.
So I can just start, you know, focusing more on creating some more art.
Okay.
And entertainment and putting it out.
Okay.
So that's kind of like what I was doing. I was, you know, talking to someone, you know, a couple of people, and I guess they, you know, they're excited and enthused as well as I am. So we're kind of like bouncing that energy back and forth.
Okay.
And we're going to try to do something.
Okay.
And you know how we do when we talk things like this, we look and next thing you know, we talking about how I just accomplished it.
Right.
So, yeah, but you're part of this too, Lab.
Okay.
So, yeah, and we'll be talking about this a little bit more off air or whatever, but I kind of got some ideas in mind. Well, and I see like in our group chats, it's kind of going to be leading to that anyway.
Okay. Yeah. You know, I try to keep us motivated in them group chats as best I can. But yeah, I saw you do it. I saw a couple of skits you posted.
Yeah. Those were the ones that we talked about that I did with Justin Jackson. You know, they're gonna have probably another skit coming, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I should be in that. It should be kind of like a little continuation type thing. So, you know, right now we just enjoying that, seeing, you know, some feedback, criticism, and just looking at how it is. So it was a little celebrating going on too. So, but me, I'm more like I want more.
You want more.
So I like what I see, but I need to see more of me.
Okay.
Like, I mean, people just kind of asking for it, and it's what I have planned and what I want to do.
Okay.
Because I want to show a different side of things and not always be kind of like the stereotypical dude.
Right.
Events, you know. But I don't mind playing it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's easy to do. And it's basically a way of practicing and trying to sharpen up my skills. So
yeah, that's true. The more you do it, the better you get at it. That's true. Okay.
Shoot, I'm practicing now with everybody. I practice every time I come and do this show.
Okay.
And I enjoy it too. So
I know you say that's your piece. You get a little piece from that.
Yeah.
And speaking of peace, we talking about what today?
Well, we're gonna talk about like some mental health issues today.
Okay.
I think it's about that time because we've talked about everything else, but okay, so this time you can't put a gender to it.
Okay.
You can't put a blame to it. You see what I'm saying? We all have certain things that we're either going through, and we all have our own mentality.
Okay.
And we all have our habits. We all have our vices. So now it's time to kind of like delve into that a little bit and see, is it actually an issue that we're dealing with that we didn't know?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe not all issues need medication, or you might just need to talk to somebody. You might need a physical outlet. You might need therapy.
Right.
It doesn't mean that you've been diagnosed. It's just meaning that you've taken the time out to see what's stressing you, or what may cause you anxiety, or what may cause you anger. You know what I'm saying? Or if you feel like you're not loved, if you feel like you need certain type of attention based off of experiences in life, or how you've grown up. So that's kind of like what we're gonna get on tonight, you know. And oh yeah, I said this. So if anybody want to call in, and that number 678-740-9894. All right, yeah, I'm looking at it right there. So that's what it is. If you want to call in and you know, give us some feedback on what you think about mental health, we definitely welcome you. All right, so I recently had someone that was kind of someone that I looked up to, met a couple of times in life, you know what I'm saying? And they're part of a circle that I'm in. And you know, they basically are gone now. Okay. And I understand sometimes people's curiosity. To me, it seems like it's a little insensitive. You see what I'm saying? Like, who cares about like why, like how? It's more of empathy and trying to, you know, understand like why. Okay. You know what I'm saying? As far as, you know, did you see any telltale signs? Things like that, because I don't know about you, but when it hits close to home, it affects me a little bit more.
Most
than,
definitely.
Yeah, when you don't actually know the person.
Right.
But I still have empathy for anyone because that's a serious situation.
Right.
And so when it's a public figure, you know, I just start reading certain comments, it makes me think like, what are some of these people in society really thinking? Like, you know, you seem to almost have a particular mental issue based off of the negativity of the comments that you're saying. Right. You know what I'm saying? Or the insensitivity that you have.
That you're commenting
Exactly.
on. Yeah.
You know, and so it's like it's a lot of people out there. Like we were talking offline, you know, and I pride myself in not being one of those people. Right. Like I really be on this planet trying to be angelic, damn near, if you can say. Like, let's see how we can help someone. Let's see how we can resolve things. Let's find out and understand reasons why people might have these situations and discuss it more than act on it because you bottled it up and no one knew about it.
Right.
And so, like, one thing I can say that's positive that I see that people are posting as well, because I even posted something, but it's like, you know, one, you're missed. Two, it's like we should have said this or we should have said that, or it's like I never knew because you were so upbeat. Always had a smile. Who would have thought, because you've always encouraged us. Right. You've always influenced us. So it was some honor behind what his family and people that knew, you know, were saying. Right. As opposed to what the peanut gallery that don't even know, you know what I'm saying, any side of the story and just on the outside looking in, we're saying. But back to the mental health issues, I said we can go ahead and at least give a definition. Like, a mental illness is a condition that affects a person's thinking, feeling, behavior, or mood. And it's like these conditions deeply impact day-to-day living and may also affect the ability to relate to others. So I see a lot of people like that, to be honest with you. Right. And it might not be multiple issues. Right.
It could be just one.
Exactly.
One issue can be just as debilitating as three. I mean, if when you think about certain issues and certain you know, mental issues that may be a little bit stronger than others.
Exactly.
Those can consume you just like anything else.
But what I also understood or realized as I was doing some of this research, because I wanted to research this one, like I said, it doesn't have a gender. At any age, it can start happening. You know what I'm saying? Once you start recognizing, recognizing your surroundings and things like that, and it can hit you, like I said, any time. Like, it just depends on maybe how much stress or pressure you have, or what situation that you're in, and that's why you have to kind of be strong. You have to have positive outlets.
You got to have positive. That's why I be telling people all the time, get a hobby. You got to have something to relieve that pressure. I know it's my depression when I started having real bad depression when I was 10, you know, going through the stuff I went through with my mother and stuff, and just trying to survive every day. You know, I would go in and out of depression all the time. I didn't know what it was then. I was only 10, and I wasn't sitting up trying to, you know, look it up, see why I'm feeling so terrible today. And I was fine yesterday. But as I got older and started realizing other stuff, I noticed that I was most likely depressed when I was 10. I had days where I didn't want to come outside at all. Then I had days where I was, you know what I'm saying? I was on 10 and had a great day. So it just depends. Just depends on how. And for me back then, I'm gonna tell you what triggered me is sometimes it would just be, you know, noticing my friends with new shoes and clothes. You know, my mom, we were poor, so we wasn't getting that kind of stuff. So that kind of make me upset, make me depressed. So you know, going through stuff like that, I would get upset, be like, well, man, why my mom can't get me stuff like that? So it's just little things like that that can set you off as a child, even as an adult.
Okay, but like when we were offline, I said like a child that could be born into poverty and a violent situation. Like say the parents don't necessarily get along and it's domestic. And so with that, they're definitely gonna have some issues.
Oh, they're gonna definitely have anxiety, depression, sadness, especially depending on how the the abuse go, PTSD. They're gonna have all those. Because as a child of an abused mother, PTSD can run deep into that. Luckily for me, I had an outlet. With my uncles, I didn't really get too much PTSD, but still I deal with certain things about that. You know, it makes me passive aggressive. You know, sometimes I get mad at things, but I don't want to cause problems. So you know how that goes.
So come to think of it, now that I look at it, all right, you said like if being born in we were talking about the poverty. I wasn't necessarily into no poverty, but it was like at a certain point, when I was young, I couldn't necessarily get what I was asking for because the money wasn't there.
Okay.
And then once I was told, like I say, if you got some money, you can get it. Then I started doing different, doing some things, you know what I'm saying, to get the money there. It wasn't necessarily always good.
Right.
And so to me, I think that affected me mentally. Now I'm old enough to flip it on the good side, but for a long time, I mean, I was just out there getting it any way that I wanted to.
Right.
And by that, it kind of made me selfish. It made me not necessarily empathize or care about other people's feelings. It made me, kind of basically introverted because like I ain't letting a lot of people know what I got going on. So and I broke out of those things to a degree because of me being creative and still trying to make some money in different ways. I had to understand, you know what I'm saying, I can't always just be straight 100% street.
Right.
So, but yeah, so I definitely see how, you know what I'm saying, not having something, and especially if you don't have that and your parents around here beefing with each other and fighting each other. It could just be like it's a toxic situation, as they say, especially to grow up in. But now I am going to run down a list of like the actual diagnosed mental health, you know what I'm saying,
Before
disorders.
You run that down, so when you get a list, they can understand something. I'm going to read the top 4 mental illnesses that most Americans, 1 out of 5 suffer. According to the CDC, roughly 1 in every 5 Americans is currently living with a mental illness. Of those, the 3 most common diagnoses are anxiety disorders, depression, and post-traumatic stress. Those are the 3 most common mental illness that 1 out of 5 Americans suffer from.
Yeah, and that's simply because a lot of, well, first of all, you have stress involved, and then it's post-traumatic. So traumatic experiences, and it's almost like a lot of us are starting to have that, but some of us just process it in different ways. But yeah, because like on my way to work, they had MLK taped off because it was a, you know what I'm saying, a shootout out there.
Right.
And some people didn't make it. So I'm seeing this in the morning, you know. So yeah, like that could be post-traumatic. Actually, man, like I said,
That
I've
could
been
cause
on
you
trains.
post-traumatic from one being in your neighborhood. Like, man, I don't want to.
Man, I've been on the trains with an active stabber. So, bruh, yeah, like, but it just makes me see how real life is, as opposed to me. I'm not gonna suffer from it,
Right.
but I'll look out for it. You see what I'm saying?
Be aware
That's the
of
difference.
your
Yeah, I'll be
surroundings,
aware.
right.
But others that may feel like they can't take it, they'll be like, man, that's why I ain't never riding that motor or whatever. You see what I'm saying? I did have a friend, like I say, asked me why I do it. I was like, man, hey, because when I grew up, I did. He was like, yeah, but you got a car. I was like, hey, man, you know, I don't
Sometimes you just
ride it in the ground. Yeah,
Right.
you know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Really, I got a goal to like not have to work no more, and then I'm not on that.
right. Okay.
But other than that, you know what I'm saying? I just do things to make me understand there are levels to this life.
Right.
You could be on them at any time. You need to be able to adapt and be prepared.
You gotta be prepared for the waves. We gotta be prepared for the ebbs and flows, the hills
Yeah.
and valleys.
Hey man, like that's why I don't really want to put myself in situations like where I can't control the environment. Sometimes that's like up in the air or on water, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
Something
right.
like that. Or you in the woods somewhere where you don't need to be.
Right.
Or you on the edge of a cliff, you see what I'm saying? Or you looking out over a waterfall or something like you narrow some of them things down so that you don't have an accident.
I got you.
Because life for me been thrilling enough. I don't need the bungee jump. You know what I'm saying? Car chases and
Need to
shit
bungee
like
jump out of
that.
perfectly
Hey,
good
man.
building.
Yeah, like no, you don't, man. Like I'm serious. I've been on the top of roofs.
Right.
I mean, I don't need to jump off one.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Seriously, like
I get you. I get
so.
it.
But you have, like you said, well, I said the bipolar disorder. You have a borderline personality disorders, major depressive disorders. Now, that's when you don't want your depression to take over.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Where you can't function, where you just stay inside all day, and then sometimes like okay, that can lead to eating disorders. Stress can if you don't want to eat, or like I said, if someone is body shaming or someone feels like they want to look a certain way, and when they look at themselves in the mirror, they never look like that, so they decide they want to eat a different way, or hey, shoot, taking steroids. I think of that as that's really mental issue to me, because if you're looking at yourself and you're willing to almost harm yourself to get to what you want, then I mean, what's the root of this? That's for them to understand.
I get it.
But I don't, you know what I'm saying, promote that. All right, so they also have obsessive compulsive disorder. Now, it's funny because, well, not necessarily, I'm not saying funny, but ironic, because I work with someone that said they have that.
Okay.
I don't know if they went to go get diagnosed with that, but I do know they're a wonderful person, and they do like to clean up a lot. And I was like, you be perfect. You know what I'm saying? Because you like to keep it neat. And so whatever I definitely don't keep neat, please pitch in. So to me, that's something that I haven't seen that be super negative.
Right.
But maybe that's because I'm only around someone for 8 hours.
Okay, I got you.
All right, but then like you already said, the post-traumatic stress, but then you also have psychosis, then schizoaffective disorder, as well as schizophrenia. Those are the ones that you said that have been the diagnosed ones. But they also said, like, I was reading in the actual mental health definition, like a lot of things doesn't necessarily have to be diagnosed for you to still be stressed and for you to still have anxiety. Like I was anxious before I went on my flight.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, I wasn't, obviously if I went on it, it didn't defeat me.
Right.
Yeah, if it was to the point where I had to have, I didn't even take no sedative and nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't, wig out, nothing like that. I just got on there and just did what I had to do.
Right.
Like anybody else would. But now if I couldn't get on there and my blood pressure dropped or elevated or something to the point where I would black out or something, then now I would think that I have a particular issue that I would need to either address or discuss.
So do you think, so we were talking earlier and you were saying that, because I'm looking at this report right here. I just pulled up a report while we were talking. They're saying on the psychosocial model, biology, genetics, and family history may be a cause of mental illness. It's also possible that exposure to alcohol or drugs in the womb was a factor. Psychology, stressful events like a traumatic experience in a person's life can alter their psychology and lead to a mental illness. Social factors like a person's home environment, community relationships, employment status, and more can affect a person's mental health. So those three factors, those are the three that they use that professionals use to understand the cause of mental illness.
Don't a lot of us fall up under that?
Most of us fall up on at least one of them.
Exactly. So that's a wide range. And now that you said that, I'll go to what we were talking about when we were offline. When we start discussing environment, it was the media is part of what's in your environment,
right?
Entertainment and things like that. So we were talking about the stigmatizing representation in films. So films often portray mental illness through exaggerated or negative stereotypes. We definitely talked about stereotypes before. All right. And it said, which can distort public understanding and reinforce stigma. So to me, that basically is like, it's in satire ways, it's encouraging it to a degree, because if you're going to over exaggerate it to the point where a person may not understand it, or a person may actually relate to it because they're getting away with something, or it seems normal, or it's so over exaggerated that it's actually funny, or you're desensitized to it.
Desensitization is one of the things that most often occurs when you see something over and over again. You become desensitized to it, and then the fact that you keep saying it and the media is making it funny and making it not a serious thing, that becomes your compassion for that issue becomes less. And you think it's not a problem anymore. And
check this out. They say, okay, they have often been negative, inaccurate, or violent representations. And don't you see that a lot? Okay. All right. Like, what do you see when the news first comes on?
First thing, if there's some breaking news or, somebody getting hurt.
Okay.
Most times, if there's something,
does it fall under violence or something negative? Both. It's really negative and violent.
Negative and violent. I think the news in general, on a whole, is negative. Now they do try to do some good stuff here and there, but I think on the whole, 95% of news is negative. News is meant to get a reaction out of you. It's not necessarily meant to entertain you in per se, but it's meant to make you feel some type of way about some type of thing at some type of time in your life.
Okay.
That's what news is for.
Now, what's that movie? Halloween. Look at that. You already know the premises of that. Okay, so that's kind of like what they said when they were like crude. Okay, in horror films, but they're violent and dangerous, and then it's like they're particularly notorious and crude for depictions of mental illness as monstrous.
Right.
Halloween. That's a good example right there.
Right.
And that's
Slick say news is depressing.
Okay, so isn't that they have depressive disorders? So I'm talking about, but now what happens if you're watching something depressing every day, multiple times? How many times they launched that? So
news can cause you entertainment in general, either be it sad, happy, or depressing, it can change your emotions based on what you're watching.
So
That's
can
what it's
music.
meant to do.
So can music.
Music, most
they got
definitely.
what they call mood music.
Uh-huh.
So and it has frequencies to it, and
Mm-hmm.
vibes, vibrations, and everything.
Oh, so Slick say like the movie Joker, he was mental in that movie.
Ah,
See that one?
appreciate that, Slick.
That
Yeah.
was definitely one.
Yeah, exactly.
But it
look,
was-
they make
it was
villains out
celebrated.
of them, superhero like villains out
Yeah,
of them. You
yeah,
see what I'm saying?
It
So,
was
so
celebrated,
some
though.
people they dress up as the Joker. It's cool, but it's really not for exactly what he stands for.
Right.
All right. So with that being said, then I kind of want to go into how people are now wanting to, how can I say, free the villains, make them go viral. Basically, man, like, okay,
Making them celebrities.
exactly. And I
Yeah.
say that with the young lady that worked at McDonald's that did that atrocious act.
Right,
you know what I'm
right.
saying, to that mother. All right, so she going viral, bruh. First of all, you don't even really need to be going viral.
Right.
And then on top of that, it's like, man, I see the comments, man. And like I say, the comments, there's a lot of people out there. I'm like, you're disturbed. Like, you mental. Man, you worried about whether this lady's attractive or not and what you would do with her. And you're not even understanding the dynamic of the situation of how sad and tragic it is on both sides.
Right.
Then it's like, you have some people, they looking at it like it was like that movie Straw or something. And they like, man, yeah, well, you can't play. Remember when dude sent her, like, fired her pretty much? So
Right.
they trying to link it to that. And I'm like, man, y'all don't even know.
I don't even think that's the same thing.
No, it's not. And then I'm like, none of y'all were there. You
Right.
don't know both sides. You haven't even seen like what she been doing for when she got hired up till now.
Right.
So it's like for people to be casting judgment and wanting somebody to be free and blaming each other, you know what I'm saying? It's really just sad.
It's
sick.
sad.
And it shows me, like I say, that some of these people out here are maybe it ain't necessarily clinical, but something wrong with you. Like you're insensitive, first of all.
Well, we talked about this off air. Compassion in today's world is minimal. So we got to remember that we're dealing with a less compassionate public, a less passionate society in general. Like, compassion is not there for your fellow man anymore. Grace and mercy is damn near depleted too. So people don't care about what that person done. You think about all the prison photos that's been put on social media and how they's like, oh, he look good or she fine, I bail her out. What's her bond? Not knowing what she did or what
exactly.
he did. They just see a cute face and a nice body and they want to, what's her bail? How much her bail? I got it. Stuff like that, which is, to me, it's unnecessary. Because at the end of the day, these people, I guess, are still criminals, allegedly. I'm not going to say allegedly because it's their mugshot. So it's got to be something they did. Or
So I look at it like, I'm looking at it, man, like some of these things have been programmed by years of, like, to be upgraded. Okay, so I'm quite sure when you were young, most of the time, if you had a disagreement, if young men had disagreements or something, it was probably a little hand-to-hand and done with. All right, now it went from that to, oh, I gotta go get a few people hand-to-hand, done with. From that to, oh, I'm gonna get a few people bats and knives and, okay, now we stepping it up to I'm getting people and we got weapons and stuff. But then somewhere along the line, it got stepped up to we don't even fight no more.
Right.
So now it's an argument, bruh, a disagreement. To me, you mentally gone if there's no A, B, C, D, E, F. If it's just A to Z,
Right.
because someone said something,
Right.
then something's wrong with us.
Right.
Seriously, because you gotta hold up and gotta understand, like, we belong to some people. Like we you know what I'm saying? Like, it's some people out there that love us, that want us still here. And at split 5 seconds, I'm willing to just, who cares? Like, that don't make no sense. Like, go at it with you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. But-
one of us ain't gonna make it home, where is this? We weren't really like that, bro.
Yeah, but that's where the whole non-compassion comes in. That's, like I said, no compassion for the fellow man no more. It's just pretty much me for me and the hell with you. But that is a mental issue when you can't have a little bit of compassion for your fellow man. You can't put yourself in their shoes for 1 second and be like, man, this could be me, or man, that could be me. And think about that for a minute before you just go off the deep end.
So, what even about like, okay, I'm looking at it. A lot of these people must not have self-love because the best case scenario can't be incarceration. So my thing is, what you so willing to crash out for and throw your freedom away for, or the other one? You know
It's
what I'm saying?
so-called
Cemetery.
reputation.
But what kind of reputation? That's a crash out reputation anyway. So you got a bad reputation either way it goes.
Right. I mean, but you don't want to be seen as it's all a mental thing though. Like
But-
it's all a mental thing. You don't want to be seen as a punk in the streets, and you know what I'm saying? You don't want to be seeing somebody trying you, and you just
So
really
what
just
about
stupid
all right? So what
things.
about the people that it was in the parking lot? You got to the parking space before me.
Again, mental.
Okay, all right,
Simple.
all right.
When you willing to crash out in somebody else's life over a simple parking space, you was already on the edge anyway.
So, all right, reckless living is definitely somebody who has mental issues, and you would have to get to the root of it. I would say this would be reckless. They had this going viral a little bit. This dude went and stole some shades and popped off the second balcony onto a skating rink, or ice rink or whatever, and both his legs basically
Broke.
Yeah. So I'm like, bruh.
For some glasses.
Not only that, what makes you think movies gotta be or something? I don't know.
Right. What makes you
But
think you're gonna make it
I
out
didn't even
that?
need to see that because
Right.
I'm like, who would be that ignorant?
Right. What makes you think you're gonna make it through this fall?
Why would you do that?
To yourself.
Exactly. Over some sunglasses, bruh.
Right.
Like it to me, it's really cooler to just buy it.
But when we
Like
come,
you got the money to buy it. Like what we mean, ooh, you stole some sunglasses. You know what I'm saying? But now you done gone viral and you memed out because you and arrested, by the way.
and arrested.
Yeah. In the hospital first though.
Right. Handcuffed to the bed.
You know how they do it.
Yeah. But a lot of this stuff has to do with news, life in general. Social media plays a big role in these things, and it deteriorates. We talked about this earlier off air. It deteriorates your mental health because you be on social media and you start getting anxiety because you feel you ain't in the same spot this person is, or this person got this kind of car and you think you should have that
Or
kind
they
of car.
going, they traveling all over the world.
Right.
You want to travel all
You
over
ain't
the
traveling
world.
nowhere. So now you got anxiety because you think you should be doing as good as this person, or even better when you don't know what that person doing to get to where they going.
So we just were talking offline, and I guess competing with each other will bring about some of that. And you were telling me about the young lady that was playing tennis, and I heard about her before and that, but what you just said, she just said recently. So she has a history of actually belittling herself. When remember I said we have to take, and because of what you
Naomi Osaka.
Okay.
So on the last women thing, she had an interview after losing, and this is what she said. She said, this is her quote. I'm just going to be a negative human being today. I'm so sorry, Osaka said during the interview. I have nothing positive to say about myself, which is something I'm working on. So she already knows.
She's working on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Osaka shared the silver line about her week with a sweet nod to her daughter, explaining it was my daughter's birthday, so I was happy about that this week. But other than that, today I'm just constantly replaying the match. Now, she noted. So basically, But she has been known to be unhappy with some of her play and stuff. So I mean, she's the one who took a break from tennis for a while because she had that mental breakdown, and because it was just too much pressure. And to try to be the best in the world for a very long time, with all your sponsors, everybody coming at you, your family maybe you need to take care of them as well. Can be a lot of pressure, you know, friends and all
at
that
age
stuff.
too.
Yeah, at that age can be a lot of pressure. So. I think anyone would crack under that type of pressure if it's just a constant nagging at you every day.
Well, you have to look at it like this, because we all have pressures to maintain something in life, right? So I look at situations like you have to flip the perspective of what you're looking at. And she could actually hold her head high and say, well, look, at my age, look what I've actually accomplished. Most people can't get to the level that I'm on. And there's always going to be someone that's better than you, always someone that can teach you. There's always going to be a loss that you take. But the win is how you take your loss and how you process the loss. That's the real win. Because if you lose and you let that defeat you and you let that make you spiral out into depression, and now you've lost more than just the match. You've lost yourself, and you're the person that actually got there to get to the match in the first place.
Right.
So remember that episode when
but
you were
how many? I'm sorry, but how many of us really look at life and our expectations and things we got to take care of as half full? We always look at it as half empty.
So here's the thing, and I said that, okay. When people be like, oh, if you give me some water, a glass of water is half empty, half full, I'm gonna look at it like, well, what can I do with this water? I appreciate this water.
Right.
All right, maybe I could pour some over here and make something grow with it or something. Maybe I can go exercise a little bit, sip off of it or something. Maybe I can go put it in it, whatever. Just be thankful of what you have and understand that you didn't have to have no water at all. Once you can start processing it like that, then you can do many things with what you just had. If you're going to be negative and speak something negative upon it before you even start trying to factor in what you can do with it, you're just starting to defeat yourself. I mean, people really just got to understand that there are powers in what you say and what you start thinking and believing. If you got to think it to say it. So a lot of times you can determine whether somebody's off by what they're saying. Right. You know what I'm saying? Cause, and really, if you really just sit back and decipher, then you can maybe watch some body movements, maybe some twitches, or just take your time and observe, you know, because maybe you could be jumping the gun. But either way it goes, they're telltale signs. And
what are some of the signs? Give us a couple.
Okay. Someone that is never really going to smile or be happy. Okay. And it's a difference, because when sometimes people always tell me to smile or whatever, but my response is like, look, I'm okay. I'm just not necessarily a smiley type of person, but I'm A-okay, like I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no problems. And then I will smile for them. You know what I'm saying? Then ain't no big deal. Right. But a person that is always negative and frowning, or looking like they want to intentionally cause some harm. Sometimes people that's blinking a lot all the time and staring at you in certain ways or something, you know. You know how sometimes people act when they may be on something, you know, like they might be moving their hands, a nervous tap or something, or keep fidgeting with their hat, or just too close to you in your comfort zone. Right. Or mumbling amongst themselves, and it's incoherent. You know what I'm saying? And you know they don't have a headphone in their ears or something like that, pacing back and forth all the time, or walking on their heels only or something. You see what I'm saying? So that. But other than that, I'm gonna go from when we were just talking about like the competing to, it could be pressure a lot of times to maintain your status. And honestly,
so do all this stuff. So all these things that we're talking about, you know, maintaining, these things definitely can lead to mental illness and anxiety and depressive disorders. And I guess what we're gonna do at the end is talk about what can cause us PTSD.
We can do that.
Okay, we'll do that later. But go ahead.
So, okay, first we can look at it on this level. Like, what kind of do we think of, like maybe these celebrities that are trying hard to maintain those millions of dollars that maybe not have it. Whatever deals they doing behind the doors, where sometimes they're not mentally right, and they self-medicate. You see what I'm saying? And the next thing you know, you see these insinuations of what they are, you know what I'm saying, in the tabloids and things like that. That's pressure, you know what I'm saying, to maintain status. A lot of times they be cracking, and some of it's not even their fault.
Right.
Or you can look at it, you can flip it another way. Like sometimes don't people who do stock, like Wall Street, was stressed out, pressure to maintain that status and maintain those trades, and you got to keep your, you know what I'm saying, make sure you making money for your company. A lot of them, you know what I'm saying, went bald or just wanted to quit, or, you know, resorted to drinking and things like that. Like status of, okay, some people who have a woman or something like that, and they trying to fake like they have a double life, or they stressed out, all under this pressure, trying to make a certain amount of money to be who they really aren't even are, or they don't even have it.
Right.
And they opening up all these fake accounts or something, or identity thefting and stuff like that.
Do you think that, because you're in the music in business, do you think a lot of musicians have a lot of pressure trying to maintain their look, especially rappers and stuff like that? Do you think, because I you know, a lot of times you hear all these rappers ain't got all this money, they ain't got all these diamonds and jewelry and stuff, and they trying to maintain that image that the first album they got out, the first single they got out, they reach off of it.
A lot of them don't want to work. So now it's easier because you can probably, you know what I'm saying, use your image and stream it.
Right.
But before, you know what I'm saying, it was definitely I'd rather hustle or find another way, but, you know, or it's pressure to make that hit.
Right.
Or pressure to raise all them babies you got and keep the child support going. Seriously though, you know what I'm saying? Some of them be ending up in court, in jail over that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or, you know, pressure to keep them 5 cars that you shouldn't have, and all these multiple houses that really you just created for yourself.
Right.
On that end.
And, you know, pressure bust pipes, and we have all this pressure applied. And then, you know, we talked about celebrities and stuff, and they have all this pressure applied. And, you know, that pressure is what draws you down in depression, because you start thinking about it. Don't get me wrong, we're not doctors here. We're just giving our opinion on what we think. You know, that could draw you down in depression because you're struggling so hard to maintain the image, and you just don't know where the money's going to come from. But you trying your best. That's what anything in life. That's what even just paying your mortgage and your car note every month. And you know, no jobs are stable now. Nobody works if nobody has a job to where they do good work every day and come to work and be on time, that they're gonna be there tomorrow, because these companies don't care about you like that, like they used to. So we have stress on that, you know, just dealing with that every day, trying to maintain that, and not wondering if we're gonna get fired today or they gonna close. How we gonna pay our mortgage next month if we get fired? You know, we deal with that every day, all of us.
So I'm gonna put it to you like this: mental health has become so prevalent and so like a relatable type issue that in the hospitals, definitely in mine, they have basically like it's an area that you can go to from time to time, like just sit down and get massages. A lot of times they may have a pianist come through, or someone that'll play the harp.
Right.
Or they'll do something that is therapeutic that all of, you know what I'm saying, the employees can go to. You know what I'm saying? Because they're understanding it's that pressure. Sometimes, man, people just be stressed out and pressure just in traffic trying to get to the job to make the money.
Then
when they get there, they done see somebody call out. Now they got to do 2 and 3 jobs and stuff. So, and then you got to live with that and deal with that, because you don't get no extra money for that. So it's like, man, a lot of times people don't understand, you know, what you be going through. But I can say, like, there are a lot of us that are holding it together. Right. And I really appreciate that. But still, we are being mentally affected by what we're watching on a daily basis and what's being fed to us if we continue, you know what I'm saying, to give into that. And
our daily lives, from the moment we wake up to the moment we go to sleep, we are inundated with depressing things. Our thoughts are depressing. When we wake up, the first thing we say is, man, I don't want to go into this job. So the depression starts right then. Then you got to drive to work. then you gotta get to work, then you gotta deal with the boss or the manager,
Yeah,
whoever the case
yeah.
may be.
Might not like what they serve
Right.
for lunch or something.
You
You
know,
didn't bring your own.
Right, and then they at work and they having a bad day, so
Yep.
they gonna make your day bad.
Yep.
So you know,
yep,
then you
yep.
gotta drive back home.
Yeah,
Then you gotta deal with the husband, the wife, or the kids,
Yeah.
trying to figure out what they want,
Yeah.
want to eat. It's pressure all day. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
we rarely get any relief. I think the only relief we get is once we sit down from dinner and watch a little bit of TV and go to
Yeah.
sleep. But from the time we wake up to the time we sit down to eat dinner or to go to sleep, we are under pressure.
And then you gotta wake up, reset, and do it again.
And that pressure
And again.
bust pipes, which causes, I believe, causes a lot of us to have PTSD sometimes too.
All right, so we're getting ready to get on that PTSD, but I do want to say, because you mentioned this before, and I found this interesting. A nervous breakdown is not a clinical diagnosis, but it is an intense mental distress where an individual is unable to function in a daily life due to the overwhelming stress. So
Yeah.
at some point you will definitely probably have to seek help, or you gotta fall back because you so stressed that you can't handle your
Stress
day-to-day
can cause
responsibilities.
strokes
and
too,
activities. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Funny. I had at work today. We were talking about that. We were just like, man, we've come a long way with understanding that things aren't going to always go our way. People are going to be who they're going to be. They're going to do some things intentionally wrong sometimes, and they're going to do some things accidentally wrong. But what we said was, we ain't going to let them stress us out and get our blood pressure raised.
Right.
He was like, it's funny that you mentioned that, Alex, because the person that used to be before, he was like, we really had to take him to the ER because he got so mad that his blood pressure, you know what I'm saying, got high. And he ended up having you know what I'm saying, like got woozy and stuff. So I was like, yeah, man, you should never let your job get you like that. Or life, really, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
You know what
it's
I'm saying?
easy to say that, but you know, when you're dealing with this stuff and you trying to maintain a job, you know you're doing a good job and people still treat you a certain way, it's hard to not get stressed out because, you know, we just have so many things. And I don't even think it was probably the job. Once he started thinking about the job, then he started thinking about, you know, if he lose it, what he gonna do for his family. I mean, you start contemplating so many things when it comes to that job that it could have been all those things at once, and then he didn't know what he was gonna do.
But see, but you're right, but he was upset based off of it didn't have anything with him about to lose his job. Let's just say if I put something in the wrong spot.
Okay.
And he was just tired of it accumulating, so ended up just snapping like that, right?
Oh, okay.
But see, my thing is, in two though, now if you lose your job, that's gonna cause you some financial stress.
Right.
And see, some of these things lead to depression, like financial stress, emotional stress. You know what I'm saying? And depending on how well, some people think the loss of their finances is traumatic, but it can cause that, because definitely if you lose your house and start losing your cars and everything, yeah, I think that's kind of traumatic. When you can't start affording to eat, the trauma starts to set in.
Well, the trauma sets in when you
lose your
the
job.
house and you
It's
lose
like,
your
oh
job,
shit,
because everything else is just
what
a
I
domino
did
effect.
now? Let me
of
put these
losing it.
applications in.
Right. Everything else is a domino effect of losing your job. Slick say road rage too. Most definitely road rage is real.
But see, man, I'm not finna hop out my car because somebody cut in front of me. I'm just, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
and if
right.
somebody honking their horn behind me, you can go around me. I'm not finna do, I got better things to do. I'm trying to make it to where I'm getting to.
Right.
So I'm trying to be non-confrontational in a car because being in the cars can be dangerous as it is.
Right.
I don't need to be dangerous, and I'm already driving too, like, you know,
Right.
reckless and all of that. You know, I mean,
But road rage is real.
it is real, man. You know, and it be happening really on a daily basis, to be honest with you, or it can go down at any time. You know, I mean, go too slow and somebody gonna honk their horn at you.
Right.
Go too fast, you see what I'm saying? And you know, somebody might try to race you. Next thing you know, you swear. I mean, it's just it be like that.
Yeah. We like I say, the mental pressures that we deal with on a daily basis is a lot. And I don't think people really gauge it like that. As soon as you wake up, pressure starts, and that steam and that pressure in your mind starts building up. And depending on how you go through the day and what happens within that day, Them pressures can bust that pipe, man. I'm just telling you. Slick says people don't see jail as the bad place. It is. They make jail seem fun. I've had people hop out on me, and I'll hop out on them too. Talking about the traffic.
Yeah,
Slick, yeah.
Hey man, like you hop out on me, I mean, I might as well just keep going and look at you. So, but yeah, man, no, it's okay. They make it seem like it's the place to be for the 30 but however long you looking at it. But when you have to be there for years and years and years,
What's going on?
It ain't the place to be when you wake up every day and you in there. And I don't want to have to wake up every day and it's a survival. It's, you know, I gotta look over my shoulders, look up, look down, look everywhere. Try to take a shower with my back against the wall and whoever hoop me, you know.
Right.
You ain't got to go through that. Why?
Right.
Like, why put yourself through that? If you like that, there's something wrong with you, or that's where you need to be. But that ain't where I want to be. So I ain't.
You ain't trying to do that. Well, we was talking about breakdowns, and you know, Slick had a breakdown when her son died, and that was a breakdown we didn't see coming. But it was a mental breakdown. It kind of everything encompassed into one. Into one V, and that pressure bust them pipes. But a lot of times people don't see a mental breakdown coming. But when it happens fast.
Oh yeah,
it happens quick.
Yeah. I mean, because we are all holding a stress in, and it can be unlocked and triggered, which is kind of sometimes how people start tearing up in movies or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or you're like, yeah, you know, that adrenaline come when you see that movie, because we all have something that's kind of like locked in that it can trigger at any moment, and it's gonna make us be that super emotional.
Right.
So yeah, like if you, I can understand that, man. Like you don't want. That's a fear almost, like, or almost a phobia. You don't want to put one. You know what I'm saying? A child in the grave. Like you just don't like. And I can, breaking down. I mean, man, that's actually a necessity almost in that point. Get that out of your soul, in your system, and recharge, reboot. You see?
Yeah.
To a degree, you know, but be around the people that can help pull you through it, so everybody's not looking at you like something's wrong with you for doing it. Because, man, who want to hold in that?
That's a lot to hold in.
Exactly. A lot of people. Okay, some people go somewhere in the dark and just be like that for a week or two. And that's their nervous breakdown. They just didn't call it that. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And
That's
nobody
true.
saw it.
Somebody go in the room,
Exactly.
and don't come back for a week.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yo, that I would say that's, you know, considered to be, hey man, you broke down. I mean, you know, that's life.
Yeah.
But you get back up.
The real Gemini Queen said, I have them all the time, especially when my mom passed.
It take time. Some people never heal over that. You know.
She said she had a solid one yesterday, but I didn't talk about it. So they say life be lifing.
Yeah, it does. It does. And then that's why I'm like, man, I try not to tune into a lot of the negativity, because it's really a vibe, like a vibration. It's a frequency. Now it's an algorithm. You see what I'm saying? So it's almost like your matrix now. So you'll embed that in you if you keep looking for it. And then you're gonna be sad when you see sad. You're gonna empathize when you keep seeing news and negative things. And then I'm like, now, are people really sad and people empathizing? Are people trying to be the first to broadcast?
They trying to be the first to broadcast.
And the first to relate to it.
That's what that is. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing
that's
else.
That's what I'm saying. But see, that's what I don't like about social media. Everybody wanna be the first to put it up there, like, R.I.P., R.I.H. this and that and this person. And, you know, like you get kudos or cool points for
being the first
broadcasting someone's demise first.
Right.
Like, I don't get all that.
Like when Malcolm Juwan Warner passed today.
Yeah.
Everybody posting that real quick.
Yeah.
I don't post stuff like that because I don't
give it time.
I don't
man.
want that energy. You know
I don't either, to be honest with you. You know
so
what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
post stuff like that on my social media, but man, all down my timeline, that's all you saw.
Yeah, all I did
like
too.
everybody
So
was
it's
trying to be the
trending
first
now.
person.
Now, what did they do that when that man had a birthday?
Right.
So I just be like, man, you know, it is what
it's
it
a
is.
sad
You have
thing.
a right to
We
say, you
grew up
know,
with
you
him.
miss him and whatever.
Right, but it's
because
not.
I understand that. But
Yeah.
to be competing, to be like, I could be the first. No, man, we ain't with all that. You know, and like I say,
extra.
my condolences to the family. But we not doing that around here.
They say people will pull their phone out before they even help you.
Exactly, because they want them views. They want them looks, you know what I'm saying? But
they want them likes and data boys.
It's a lot of things I could have filmed, bro. Like, you know, I could have taken my phone out and filmed the police tapes. I could have taken my phone out and filmed like young ladies just off of something, half naked, walking down the street. You know what I'm saying? I could have taken my phone out and taped police raids, man. But what's the point?
Right.
First of all, I'm not the news.
Right. And
I just see it. You know what I'm saying?
And it's
going to go
pushing
down how it's going to go down without me having to film it.
Right.
Now, when I want to film media, and I want to be behind it, and I want to be the creator of it, now I'm going to take my phone out and start filming that.
Right.
But other than that, man, I'm not violating people's space and what's going on in life by trying to get everything on there for some clout and some likes and all this other stuff. We're going to get that the creative way.
Right.
Or we just don't get it. You know, I mean, man, like, I ain't with rolling up on a car wreck scene and, ooh, look at me, I can get this. You see what I'm saying?
Right, I'm first.
Yeah. Now I might do some animals like that or some weird anomalies, like, you know, catch me something in the sky.
Like a tornado crossing the street or something like that.
Something like that. You know what I'm saying? If I can find Bigfoot for you, you know, I'm going to film that for sure. But we ain't doing this, you know what I'm saying? People's, you know, harmful things, you know what I'm saying? Things they're not at their greatest moment and stuff all like, nah.
Right. I get it.
Because basically, responses to trauma sometimes dictate your mental state of mind.
Slick say Slick say IG will block you for saying unalive, but they will show the complete video of people getting unalive.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because no matter what, you're going to get this content is sensitive throughout your day regardless.
Right.
But now you try to upload it and you banned for how long? Maybe 30 days.
30 days, yeah.
But some kind of way, it's all on your timeline.
Right.
So I just be like, man, you know.
They pick and choose what violence they want to show you.
But they choosing every day.
Right,
and
right.
a lot of it.
Right.
You know, so I'm like, man, you know, hey, I understand we got the freedom to do it, but
why?
Yeah, we hit it out. Yeah, you see, like, people have to understand you can change your mindset. You can change everyone's mentality by doing good things. Like, you just have to look at it in real time and like, who has robbed the bank listening to Trinity 357 or something?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Or listening to Mary and I ain't never seen nobody get amped up enough to do that. Or go on a drill with that. You
could change your mindset by saying what we just said. Man, I could upload this. Well, why?
Yeah.
Take 10 seconds.
Yeah, but see, people want that attention, man. They want somebody to. I don't know. I don't want to be stupid.
Right.
I don't want, you know what I'm saying, to get in. Yes, I could do some things probably to go viral, but it might either be halfway dangerous or completely stupid. So why? But now, when somebody sit here and talk to you and try to talk you off the ledge, that don't go viral. Meaning, like, when we trying to get you in your mentality straight every damn Monday when we on here, we not viral with this. Seriously.
We picking up strides though. We picking up strides. I think the problem that we have is we don't do mess. Most of the shows on here don't do mess. We try to talk real talk. Yeah. So that, you know, the real talk is not what we're talking about. Real talk is not what people want to see. They want to see the mess so they can be stressed out about it.
Real talk is what people are living. So if you don't really want to listen to or talk to what you live in, that's on you.
Right.
I mean, I ain't for everybody anyway. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at nobody that want to tune in to me. But there are a lot of people that can relate. And then I do have, you know what I'm saying, some diehard listeners. And if I'm not talking to you, another thing that's definitely great for mental health that I did today was I hit the gym.
Okay.
I worked out. So if you don't want to listen to those stuff, soon you're going to be seeing me work out. And if you work out or if you like that athletic shit, we on point. You know what I'm saying? If you want that fit life for yourself, you don't want to quit, keep going, man. I had to tell my trainer today, I was like, bruh, keep doing this. So when you get my age, man, you know what I'm saying? You won't be feeling like me. Cause I was like, boy, I'm 48 in the night, boy.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
But I'm in here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I agree with you. Exercise really does help you feel better. It really helps you clear your mind. And I'm just talking about when I used to exercise every day. Like my mind was really clear. I don't know what it was that helped me, but my mind was a lot clearer when I exercised. And speaking of that, you know, even when we try to sit down and just be quiet and just not do nothing, we thinking about what ifs. You know what I'm saying? We never quiet our mind. I know I never do. My mind is never quiet.
No. I'm
my mind is
thinking,
never quiet. I'm always thinking about the what ifs and the maybes and the what shouldas and couldas. And I'm always thinking about that and trying to figure out the next step and trying to prevent the bad thing from happening. But and that causes a lot of stress too, because I've been doing that for as long as I can remember. Ever since I got married and had my kids, that's been one of those things. Like I'm always trying to assess what's next and what if this happened, what I'm gonna do, or what if that happens, how we gonna do this. So I'm always thinking about that. Slick says, mess like sex is what sells.
I mean, yeah. But
that causes mental illness. Let me ask you a question. I'm glad Slick said that.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think I know where this can be going too.
Do you think all the posting of the women's bodies and the men in the comments and acting like they just all so horny and all that stuff? Do you think that's a mental problem?
I think that's obsessive. Obsession over imagery. Obsession, lusting for what you can't have or what you want. But I think it's a double-edged sword because the woman knows she looks good and she knows what she's doing and she's doing it intentionally. And she knows it's like they say thirst bait or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's
thirst trap.
I know trap, but it's bait too. It's baiting people, you know what I'm saying? But it's I mean, and like I said this ironically to myself on the way here. I was like, people will listen to the positive and then just go log off and watch that on IG because it's there. Yeah. And so it's mentally affecting us. You see what I'm saying? I think that, Slick, I think if you keep drilling sex in people's head, that's what they're gonna be thinking like that's all these look at these athletes with all these babies and shit. Right. Because they seeing all these beautiful women. They can actually get to these athlete women. Exactly. And now they doing this.
And that's obsessive. That's a very obsessive thing. What's going on? One more question. Appreciate you tuning in.
But I tell you this. Also,
Slick said, but does it turn y'all on? Not the Instagram stuff.
Okay, so I'm gonna say it like this. The Instagram stuff isn't a turn on. It's just obvious that they look good, but it's after a while, people, if you really have respect, you're gonna be like, man, why you doing the same?
It's the same thing over and over.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna look at the ass and be like, yeah, she fine, and keep it moving because you know she's not of substance. And what I'm finding very interesting is actually it's backfiring, or it's not really good for these women to do this, because I'm talking to the younger generation, and the younger men that have sense are like, oh yeah, I'll smash her, but she definitely ain't wifey material.
Right.
Simple as that. And I ain't gonna spend no money on her because she out there doing that. I want a woman that's gonna spend some money on me and we spend money on each other. Right. Or stop me from spending money on them. That's what these young folks are thinking about. So if you want to put your body out there like that and put yourself out there like that, and that's your mentality, then you got to be prepared for the other mentality that's coming with it. Okay. So, you know, but that's another thing. Like, people are willing to make that like a normal. And if you're accepting that as the normal, then what happens when once again it start going up? Like it's almost like if you look at the generations, it like how they say the music is dumbed down. Well, it's like they stepped it up in their aggressiveness, or with what they do that's violent from time to time, or like we were doing certain things, man, as teenagers, but we weren't really doing all of this. All that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it's few of us that maybe had cars. Now almost everybody want a car. Definitely everybody got cell phones. Everybody basically man, there's some young folks that's doing more complicated things than us elders. Right. I mean, and I'm not hating on them if you can afford it, but definitely don't let it be criminal or unhealthy. Right. But yeah, you know, it's like the drag racing, man. I'm thinking that's definitely not cool. And for that,
That's
like,
an adrenaline thing, though.
but you said an adrenaline thing, but then you have to look at it like it's a risk in your life thing. So I think that's kind of borderline. You out your mind to be trying to do that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I get driving fast. Well, do it at Andretti's then.
Yeah, but a lot of
Do
people,
it where it's sanctioned at. Do it where you can do it at.
a lot of people, we were talking earlier about bungee jumping and stuff. People really do have an adrenaline thing that they need to get that off. It's like busting a nut. Like they gotta do it. Like
look,
it's something that they want to do.
I
It
think
feels
you
good.
have a mental issue if you do that parkour.
You think so?
Bruh, I saw this dude, basically, if he didn't do this move correctly, he wouldn't even be here. And that's almost everything they try to do.
That is an adrenaline junkie who just
That
wants
is
to do.
someone who is risking their life every time they want to do something post.
But all parkour people don't just go jump off of buildings and onto 22-story tall buildings over to other.
But the extremists do.
And you have extremists in all sports.
But okay, so to be great at it, they have to outdo these
Thrill
people.
seekers,
And I
like
think
Slick
you
say.
mental, man.
Thrill
But
seekers.
no. Okay, so man, all right. So what would you think about like the daredevils, the real life, that be trying to go off the cliffs in the barrels and stuff like that, to go off the Niagara in the barrel,
Adrenaline junkies and thrill seekers.
and you know they didn't make it. Yeah, going off
Slick say
going
that's
over
some- that's
Niagara
some
in the
hard
barrel.
working out too. The
But see,
parkour.
now think about it. Let somebody do that. You're not supposed to let nobody. Okay. What do you think about the dude like trying to fight a gorilla? The 100 men trying to fight a gorilla. First of all, you mental if you even want to try to fight a
I
gorilla.
wouldn't dare now see.
I wouldn't dare get in there.
There's a
get in there with
difference
that.
between
That's
yeah.
you crazy. You gonna
I
have
guess you-
post traumatic stress when you get through it.
I guess what you said. I say you made a very good point right then. What's the difference between? Because I was about to say now that is a mental issue. You already know that's going. They already know that that's
Yeah.
probably not going to come out right. But
Yeah,
when you
but
do these
you go-
extreme sports,
Yeah.
you have a 50-50 chance of that coming
Yes.
out right. So yeah, you're right.
Like to me, man, X Games and things like that are kind of different.
Right,
Snowboarding, I get it. Oh, but now car racing and NASCAR to me,
So you don't
That's-
think the
that's-
NASCAR and the Formula
NASCAR
One is
that-
what
that's
about
out
Formula
there,
One?
though. That's risking it,
That's why they make so much money.
but they risking it.
Uh-huh.
Hasn't something happened?
Slicks, yeah.
Okay.
Several people have
Oh,
passed away in
okay,
the racing.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. So,
Slick
hey,
say-
but that's a sport. But
Yeah,
now,
that's a sport.
but parkour ain't really no sanctioned sport
They
because
say
they
that
know
the gym they teach you parkour in the gyms.
they in the gym, not outside on the mountaintop somewhere. That's in the gym.
Not say now on the farm.
You in the gym, shoot. They teach me how to. They teach me how to lift weights in the gym, but they don't take it up.
Is a parkour thing.
The what now?
Ninja Warrior. You ever watch Ninja Warrior?
That no. That's obstacle course on the inside. They know what they doing. Take that from the outside and go on the side of a 50-story building.
Right.
and
With no
park-
with no
with
water to
cable
catch you.
and hang on the side of it and then pull yourself back up.
Right.
I saw this dude do that in China somewhere and it didn't end up pretty for him. That was the type of stuff he was doing.
Uh-huh.
All of that moonwalk. Oh, you remember them segways?
Uh-huh.
Segways on the edge of a skyscraper, and yeah, come on, man.
Yeah. That's a little much.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. But no, they do it for the thrill, for the
They're
adrenaline.
thrill seekers. Slick just says thrill seekers.
But
But I think the adrenaline makes them feel good. It's like it makes them feel better.
no,
We're
here's
talking
the thing.
about mental illness and what makes you feel better. That makes you feel better
Here's
to
the
that
thing.
person.
Here's the thing. First of all, that's dangerous.
Yeah, but it's
So-
what they've
but-
been doing.
and then it's life threatening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then it's 50-50. So all they do is keep pushing it. It's a drug now because the adrenaline is a drug. Literally, it's epinephrine. To you know what I'm saying. So, all right, you keep doing that, and they're gonna search for that same adrenaline rush until it runs out. And you know what happened when it run out, right?
Pressure bust pipes.
Yeah, you already know.
Right,
You already know.
right.
And we don't want that.
Right.
Like you keep pushing the limit.
Uh-huh.
Like it's like, oh, you know,
I guess when you push the limit and you do certain things and you do it on a constant and you do it constantly and on a high level, it can cause you depression and anxiety when you can't do it no more.
well, what's happening is this. with that pushing the limit, how it's dangerous as far as the parkour type stuff that I was saying, like they start out practicing little by little, but certain things you can't simulate and you can't practice. When you do it, and that's it. One slip is it. Ain't no coming back from the mistake. Ain't no, oh, I learned from that. You see what I'm saying? So that's the point. I do things I can learn from and live another day to talk about it. You don't want to do things that it's 50-50. Sometimes it's even less. You just don't know. That's you true. May not have seen that water. Or you may not have known yourself was going to come on time. The other things start happening when you start pressing the issue. That's how you bring your own fate. You cause your own demise because you pressing luck. So that's mental too.
But don't you think all athletes press? They press,
but they pressing on the field.
But they
okay,
pressing.
So I put it to you like this: if that athlete said, "Hey, you get the quarterback," and the quarterback tells his weight coach, "Hey, I want you to put 15-45 plates on each side. I want to try to bench press it with no
assistance."
Do you think they're gonna let him do that?
No.
Okay, so if he wanted to press himself like that, that's dangerous and crazy. So at some point,
but he still may do it when they're not in there.
He wouldn't be able to do it anyway. He ain't gonna be able to get it up.
They won't stop him from trying.
Well, then that means he's got a problem, and he need to discuss it because at some point that problem is going to hurt him.
I think all athletes press. They press to always be better, always be faster, always be stronger than the next person. I'm gonna give you a good example. The guy who used to be, I forget his name. He used to be a bodybuilder, and there was a documentary about him on Netflix. But he can't stop. He didn't have back surgery, and they messed up.
Not Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah. And he messed up his back, but he can't stop working out.
But here it is. His body's gonna make him stop at some point. You see, if his mind doesn't.
Right.
That's almost what with Kobe. But now I will say, because Kobe was Father Time had to get him as far as his Achilles, because that man mind, that Mamba mentality, man, I'm gonna come out here and thump your ass until I decide I want to retire. Right. So, but I will say this with the football players, knowing that you can get them CT, and then they have post PTSD too, PTSD. And also you can be injured at any given day. You can also become paralyzed out there. They had to resuscitate somebody out there, and for them to still want to be gung ho and play, I would say there's a small percentage of you out there, bro. Like you wild, and they know that because they be like, that's the barbarian in them. It's the barbarian gene.
A lot of athletes say they had the barbarian gene. Yeah. It was and I'm gonna get to Slick's comment in a second. There was a snowboarder we was watching a documentary about and how he had crashed and broke his back and did all this other stuff, and he couldn't skate no more. He couldn't snowboard anymore. And the first thing he says, I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life now. What am I good for now? You get what I'm saying? Like, because they always about perfection. Slick says attention is like a drug. People do dangerous things for the thrill and attention, like rock climbing and doing donuts on the 17th Street Bridge.
So with that being said, I think that's a little bit mental, because would you do it if no one saw it? Is the question. Would you like it as much if no one ever saw it and commented on it? Would you keep risking, you know what I'm saying, and pushing the limit for it?
Right.
And that's when you know whether you sometimes either have a problem or you want to do this. Now, see, with me, with the music, I do it sometimes. I don't even really care who hears it. But sometimes, like the way I do it, how I feel, like I'm feeling a lot of emotion now because of what I'm seeing and what's been happening around me.
Right.
So it might kind of make me want to write more.
Right.
But the art that's in me, like, I'm gonna keep doing it no matter what. You see what I'm saying? Because that's therapeutic.
Nobody ever sees. I never post a video about it. Sometimes I just come down here and just. What makes me feel good. Like, I don't do it enough. I really need to do it more. But when I have a rough day, if I can just come down here for a couple of hours and DJ and not have to worry about nothing, I'm good. I can get my mind clear for a second. But sometimes it's hard to do that.
Man, I only be wanting attention from the person I'm trying to date, to be honest with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because other than that, I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I can get my family check up on me. I got, you know, friends that are, you know, not very many of them, but you know, some that'll look out and ask me, you know what I'm saying, how I'm doing. Shoot, I think Slick, because Slick was one, you know what I'm saying, that was like she hadn't seen me do dosed up in, you know, 2 weeks. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, but and you know, I was communicating with you, but I didn't communicate with her. Like you knew I was, you know, trying to.
I'm not a prior. So
yeah, me,
cool.
Yeah,
you
know.
What's going on?
Yeah.
If he wanted to tell me, he would tell
me.
She
like,
said, well, I'm gonna text him to see if he all right. I said, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciated that on both of y'all ends.
I said, if he wasn't all right, he probably would have told me.
Yeah.
But she wanted to see for herself, so I said, go ahead.
Yeah, Slick. So, you know, this is kind of like a sensitive issue. So I wanted to take some time to be able to present this and not offend anyone, not be like politically incorrect and all this other stuff and saying terms and things to get us flagged and stuff. So, you know, and because this means something to me too,
right.
You know, so I just wanted to figure out a good way to try to come across and just have a healthy conversation about it where people can still learn something and ain't nobody blaming nobody and nobody's making fun of anything. And, you know, we just all just having a powwow about how, you know what I'm saying, we can assess the mental health conditions, because I'm looking at it like it's actually, like I say, it is kind of trending, to be honest with you. And it seems like it's going to stay relevant.
A lot of us suffer from mental illness issues. Some diagnosed and some undiagnosed. But at the same time, some of us know and some of us don't. Some of us think we're going to be okay. We just need to do this or we just need to do that. But I think a lot of people don't realize that when you have a mental illness, and I'm one who to tell you, I have that. I have that anxiety and depression. When you have that, it hits you when you least expect it. It's been days I've been down here working or whatever, and it just hit me. And I'm just sad now. I'm crying. I'm upset. But I don't know why it is. It's just how it hits you. You start, you know, you might think about something, or you might see something. You might see a picture of somebody, or you might hear a song by somebody, and then that thing just kicks in, and it's like, man, I can't believe this. So that being said, I want to just give out various ways that some common signs of mental illness that may be manifesting, and then we go on to what you were saying: prolonged sadness or irritability, excessive worry or fear, social withdrawal, significant changes in eating or sleeping habits, and difficulties concentrating or thinking clearly. Those are some of the signs. That's not all of them. That are some of the signs that mental illness is manifesting itself.
So here's another thing that I definitely want to say. Growing old.
Most definitely.
Getting older can cause definitely some depression. It can cause some mental illness. It can cause actually like illnesses as well. Like it can cause Alzheimer's, dementia, and that's mental. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to have therapy for that, because I've actually experienced that, you know what I'm saying, with family members. But and it can cause people to be bitter or angry, like just always anxious because they don't know when they're gonna have to go to the hospital, or they don't know what's gonna happen to them next, or you know, and they do eat less too. Yeah. So and that can cause them to have more health issues, which and then cause them to be upset more and scared and fearful of doing certain things because of them being injured before. So now they're scared to walk up the steps or scared to go to a lot of events. Right. So yeah, you know, we have, like I said before, it doesn't necessarily have an age limit. So we have to definitely take that into consideration. And like you were saying, every day, man, we live in, so anything can put us into a state where our mental is being tested
every day. Slick says it's more people in my age group dealing with being products of the crack era, both users and sellers. So that's a problem. I mean, when we were growing up, that was, you know, you had mama's not around, daddy's not around. All that stuff causes PTSD, having to deal with that kind of stuff in your young age, you know. Those things can cause stress. Those things cause PTSD. Whatever happens in your neighborhood, around your neighborhood, trying to get to school and home and store and all that stuff, those things cause PTSD. But we, as Black folks, deal with PTSD daily. I mean, we deal with PTSD when the police gets behind us. We like,
Oh
shit.
boy, oh yeah,
You get what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
dealing with it about to go home.
There's
today.
no reason for us to really get upset. We know, but we just automatically get nervous.
Yeah, because I mean, we feel like we can be pulled over in any given day. Our freedom is at risk, or our life is at risk nowadays.
Right, but
when it
that's
comes to
PTSD.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is PTSD.
Right. And you know, what makes me so upset about those type of things that we go through is that how people want to diminish the problem, wants to call us victims. Well, you know, that's just victimhood. Y'all black folks acting like victims, but they don't have to deal with what we have to deal with on a daily basis. Just I don't want to say assimilating, but just trying to make it from home from point A to point B to back to point A on an everyday basis is a difficult thing sometimes.
So I will say this though, because I've been seeing a lot of this. There's a lot of people, first of all, they don't even have love of self. And if you're walking around and you don't necessarily care for yourself, love yourself, if you have that particular mentality, I do think you may need to seek some help, because people don't treat other people kindly or well or like they would treat themselves if they don't love themselves. You never know what you're going to get from that person.
Right.
I see a lot of times, man, certain things people don't love about themselves, and it makes them act a certain way around people maybe that they're not related to. Like, let's just say a person is really obese that can't bend down a lot and stuff. Sometimes, you know, they're aggravated with either what they have to do or, you know, just mad maybe or hungry or something similar, and they're just, you know, grumpy. You know, or the ones that let's just say someone is having a traumatic experience at home, but you can see it on their face at work. Right. You know, and that actually affects others, because now you have people that's concerned, people that's, you got a little crying huddle going on, and now they don't know whether you're capable of doing your job or whatever. But it's still, you know, these type of things go on. And I'm seeing it at my age, so I'll probably see it as I get a little bit older. It's never going to stop. Right. And like you just said, you know what I'm saying? If basically every day we trying to make it without having a traumatic experience, so we could be stressed out. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because we already, some of us are just stressed with our finances or our bills, or some people are stressed with their relationship right now. Some people don't know if somebody cheating on them or not. I mean, that be life right there. Some people stress because they don't have enough for a babysitter or something. Like, it be a lot of different reasons. Right. Oh wow, and we actually saw some of that in that movie, That Straw. Right. They're not having that for the, you know what I'm saying? I mean, but that's really real. But because the bet shoot, they could be costing a lot. Man, yeah, you know. But what about this though? Before we get up out of here, what's up with the mentality of people that will abandon their kids or like have a lot of babies and not want to take care of them? I don't like that mentality.
Self-destruction.
Okay.
That's selfishness and self-destruction. Because I feel like, and this just me, and crazy, because, you know, mentally disturbed, because you can't see I think anybody that sees a baby and wants to hurt a baby or abandon a baby, something's definitely wrong.
I think anybody that can see their biological child, first of all, and not understand and see that that's
and
them.
not love them.
No. First of all, that's them too. That's you. Right. So you definitely love yourself, but that and like you said, and not love them. I don't get that. There's something wrong. Even if you didn't even love the person that you were with, that's still you right there. Right. So you should at least love what you guys created, and then try to be amicable about the situation, so you can raise your child with some love around it. And like I say, now, you know, single parenting or you know, it's kind of like conventional now. Like it's not necessarily a taboo thing, or people don't really look down on it anymore, which, I mean, you shouldn't, because we got good mothers out there, and we have good fathers out here that can do it on their own, or that can co-parent as well
without any problem.
Exactly. But I would still say try to do the co-parenting if you're not married, so that you don't affect your child any more than you already have if you're not together all the time.
But parenting can be a stressful thing.
Oh yeah,
Trying to raise
because
children,
life is stressful for all of us.
Right.
So, and
trying to raise children can be a stressful thing. I saw a video on Instagram where a young lady was pregnant and she had already had 3 children. She was talking to her husband, I want to say, and she was telling him, I don't want no more kids.
Yeah, I saw that.
You saw that? Like,
I saw that.
She was really crashing out about that child. But I'm thinking to myself, if you knew you already didn't want no more children,
why would you have one?
Why would you? I know that's your husband, or whatever, but hey, look, you need to get taken care of, or I need to get taken care of because I don't want no more children. So, and leave it at that. I mean, don't not want anymore, but then let him lay up in you, and then you get pregnant, and you crashing out about it because now it's too late. From the size she was too late.
As a man, the first thing I would do is just try to comfort her first. So if I was all right, well then if that don't work, then we gonna probably have to have some therapy, and then shit, I'm gonna try to make more money, make enough money so that it don't matter. See what I'm saying? Like, to me, the only way I wouldn't even feel like that, first of all,
right?
But I would feel like I have more children than I can afford,
right?
And then I'm gonna be pissed at me for being stupid,
right?
And making a child have to suffer because I can't keep it in my pants, knowing when I don't financially have enough money. But if I have kids, I'm gonna try to make the money to support them. Simple as that. Ain't gonna be no complaining about no damn I don't want another kid. It's gonna be like, oh well, time to get off my ass and make some more money.
Right.
Because I sat up there and had another kid, and now I'm gonna teach them the ways, love them, and you got a baby brother. That's all that is. But I'm more responsible enough not to do that. You see what I'm saying right now? I don't need it anymore.
How are so many people across the states leaving their kids in hot cars until their demise?
That is selfish. That is
period.
Crazy. That is obsessing over something to do something that you won't pay attention to your responsibilities. So somewhere along the line, you needed, I wouldn't necessarily say therapy, but somebody needed to talk to you. You didn't learn what you needed to learn. But hey, man, it looks like it's almost that time, right, for us to peace on out. But I appreciate everyone that tuned in. We had a pretty healthy discussion, and man, all I'm saying is just all I can say is what Lab had told me in a previous episode is just take the time to, one, love yourself, take care of yourself, put yourself first, concentrate on you. Be the best that you can be, then you definitely can help somebody else or help at least the environment be better. And we out.
Yeah. Grams leaders CC's pounds. Close gaps, close call, close encounter, close up, pounds of leaders of grams, get your dosed up, cut this up and post up, hey, get dosed up. This for them voted like the move and make the most of. Monday night at 8, I can't wait to set you straight. These opinions and debates for them folk they can't relate. I gotta elevate your mind through these signs of the time. Dishing out that medication for that deaf, dumb and blind. And I ain't hard to find, you can catch me in them trenches. I do the groundwork and I ain't waiting on no sense. I be touching on them topics politicians fail to mention.